Good evening, all. Just thought I'd start off a little bit early, seeing we've got a little bit of banter going in the chat already, so that's good to see. Been chatting away to from the Hilton Halakar, who joined nice and early. There are 3 people in chat. We're talking about music and the fact that many of those old bands that we liked in our youth look like us now. Lack of hair. Rob Halford, yes, getting on a bit now, but quality vocalist. Bit of Judas Priest. Are you all well? I hope you are all well. I hope you've all had a good week. We're going to be playing some Call of Cthulhu tonight when people have arrived. I have started a little bit early, so people might be a bit surprised by me jumping in. Played some Call of Cthulhu last night, and they finished the Blood Red Fez. They got a lot done in that last session. Hello, Crafting Gamer. How you doing? It all finished on with a bit of a bang. They killed the main bad guy. One of the main PCs got hacked to bits. One of the helpful NPCs who bravely joined them also got hacked to bits. One PC got horribly maimed and went insane and tried to commit suicide and threw himself into the sea. He was rescued, but he's badly disfigured as a result. One player fell asleep, Gingerbeard. He's got a habit of falling asleep on a Thursday night. Yes, bless him. So his character wasn't there. And one of the character took some NPCs to safety before the final showdown. So he survived. So it was just the 2 and the NPC who went to the main ending, and they all suffered. Oh, yes. They suffered. But that's what Call of Cthulhu is supposed to be. You don't really win in Call of Cthulhu. Really. No. But they stopped the entity, the cult, that were using an artifact to draw on an entity's powers. It's become a bit of a meme with Gingerbeard on a Thursday night. He starts off all sort of bright and chatty, and then a bit later on you get a and by the end of it, it's Ginger. Did your character like to do anything? And you don't hear anything. You don't hear anything at all. Oh, he's fallen asleep. But he'll be bright and lively come Saturday, I'd imagine. I think, is he playing this Saturday? Don't know if he's playing this Saturday, actually. I think he might be busy this Saturday. Gene's running a game on Saturday afternoon. So that's Gene from Inksplat Istelar on the server. He's running on Saturday afternoon. And I'm running Saturday evening. That's the OSE game. And then next week, we'll have Gene running again on the Saturday afternoon. And there'll be another OSE game, Barrowmaze, being run by Tariff, and my MERP group as well. So we'll have 2 games going at the same time. So yes. Then again, in high school, you played from Friday to Sunday. Now you play from 6 to 10. Yes. And you all are tucked up neatly in your cozy bed with a cup of hot cocoa by about 11 o'clock. With your slippers beside your bed. You set your alarm for the next morning. Yes. I remember those days of staying up all weekend. Couldn't happen now. We just don't have the stamina, do we? We're old. We have to accept our decrepitness. Right. So, what are we playing tonight? The people are trickling in. We're up to 6 people now. So, if you've popped in, just say hello. This is what we're playing tonight. Alone Against the Dark, Defying the Triumph of the Ice. There are 4 player characters that come with it. We're supposed to play them in order. Start off playing as Louis or Louis, depending on how you would pronounce his name, Grunewald. Well, if he's American, it'd be Grunwald or Grunwald, I guess, but it looks German to me. Grunewald. Does he speak German? Oh, yeah, he is German. Yes, he is German. Language own, German. Grunewald. There we are. Can't do a German accent properly. Age-related stat loss is real. It is. It is. It's the constitution and dexterity that go first. Yeah, mostly constitution, I think. And the wisdom gain is not proportional. You don't gain as much wisdom as you lose constitution and dexterity. You're up past your bedtime, R.W. Bishop. What is the time where you are then? I mean, it's only 10:04 p.m. here. And in America, it's going to be between sort of 2 and 5 p.m., depending on where you are, I think. So what's the time where you are, Mr. Bishop? I think you're from the States, aren't you? I've spoken to you. Unless you've stayed up all last night, like Daniel sometimes does. Well, we were up to 7 people. We're down to 5 people. People don't want to listen to me rambling by the looks of things. That's, oh, well. I suppose I better get started. There are a few new rules with this Call of Cthulhu adventure. I am going to, while I'm at this, it's about 5 after 3. So you're West Coast, USA? California sort of area. Daniel turns up. Hello, Daniel. We haven't started properly. Right. I'm just going to mountain time. Utah. The thing I know about Utah is Salt Lake City and lots of Mormons. Hello, Palmetto. Hello, Omanal. How are you doing? Oh, you go to work at midnight. Right. Hopefully, you will now be able to see Louis Grunwald. He is character. I'm just going to close Discord, actually. Preserve my internet connection. There we go. There we go. Can you all see Mr. Grunwald? Herr Grunwald, because he is German. Oh, there are more Mormons in California. Okay, so if you think that's our character, hopefully you can see his stats. In fact, can I zoom in a little? There we are. Should be a little clearer now. We have 150 skill points to spend on him, which I'm going to let you guys do. Hopefully you know what sort of skills you have in Call of Cthulhu, but I'm going to say we're going to spend 30 points each on each of 5 skills. Have a look at the skills he's got already, and we've got 150 points to spend, so 30 points each on each of 5 skills, and you tell me what you want. Let you decide. Or you can sit and chat about Utah all you want. I mean, that's the other thing you can do. I mean, just to completely ignore me. No, Elfbait. No, 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 no. Oh, thank you. Oh, Daniel. Daniel, it's not good. Thank you for the donation, but I haven't got any beer here with me tonight, but to your pup, may he rest in peace. One of the hardest things to do, but it is often the kindest thing. I mean, our old dog reached the age of 15, and one day she just looked at us as if to say, Mom, Dad, I've had enough. And we could tell. You could tell in her eyes. She'd just fallen down the back step, landed with a thump on the patio outside. Her legs had given way. And we were coming home quite often, finding her unable to get up, having emptied her bladder in her bed, and just looking at it as if to say, I'm sorry. And you just know. But that was hard. Our current dog, she's 11, and touch wood, we haven't had any health issues with her at all. She's still very lively, still very alert, still bounces around. So it'll be hard when the time comes. I mean, she's crossbreed, so we're hoping for, another 3 to 5 years would be fabulous from her. But she's had a healthy life. We've been very lucky with her. I can imagine, Daniel. I cried my eyes out when we lost our last dog. As I say, she made it to 15, which was a good age. Very, very good age. But they live for us, don't we? So we have to do the right thing for them. And sometimes the right thing is the hardest thing. Okay. Anyway, thanks for the super chat. Anyway, that's much appreciated, Daniel. Right, we do now have 12 people here, so let's make some decisions. I agree with Elfbait that definitely put some good points in the sensory skills, like listen and spot hidden. Though that's a good idea. He's already got good library use of 60. He's got a bit of psychology, a bit of persuade. So shall we put 30 in listen and 30 in spot hidden, which takes listen up to 50, and spot hidden, that takes it to 55. Okay, 3 more skills. Occult is a good one. Yes. So another 30 in occult takes it to 35. 2 more skills. Hmm. 60 is too low. 60 is too low. Look, you've got well. It's a power gamer in you, Omanal. You want to be hardcore, don't you? Yes. So pick 2 more skills. 2 more skills. Whatever you want. Hello, Thief Keef. Some knuckles, hand to hand. Yeah, probably a good idea. Shall we put 30 into brawl? Yeah. Brawl's always useful. I'd probably slightly overuse it when I run Call of Cthulhu, because I put a lot of small weapons in brawl and just let people fight it out. Hello, Iman. How you doing? So pick 1 more skill for 30 points. Those of you who know Call of Cthulhu, just pick a skill you think might come in useful. Yeah, brawl is 55 at the moment. How about firearms? He hasn't got a weapon. I mean, we can put it in. You can buy a weapon. I mean, we can put 30 in either handgun or rifle, shotgun if you want. Medicine is a good call as well. But first aid, first aid's a very good call. It's up to you whether you. Let's have a vote. Shall we vote a firearm? Okay, your options are handgun, rifle /shotgun, first aid, or medicine? All vote away. Go on, vote away. Daniel likes a medicine. We have a vote for first aid from Mr. Bishop. Iman's going for the violent approach. Okay, Daniel's changed his mind. He's going for long gun. Okay, rifle. So we're on 1 for first aid, 2 for rifle at the moment. Get them votes in. Go on. We have a first aid from Elfbait. So 2-2 at the moment. Omanal and Palmetto Exile going for first aid. Okay. So we're at 4-2. Right. Okay, we've got first aid. So we had 30 points for first aid, which takes our first aid up to an excellent 60. There we go. So we are Louis Grunwald. We are German, but we can speak a variety of languages, including English to 60%. We've got a bit of Latin, language Nordic. It's a bit general. I'm sure Swedes, Danes, Finns, and Norwegians might argue. I mean, we could assume it's Norwegian, but they are Nordic countries. So, hieroglyphics. He understands hieroglyphics. And he's got some library use, credit rating, history, persuade, psychology, and cryptography. Yes, cryptography as well. Right, and then listen, spot hidden, occult, brawl, and first aid. Excellent. Right, there is timekeeping to be done in this adventure. And for those of you who have dodgy eyesight, the font is tiny. The font is absolutely minuscule. I won't be able to see what I'm doing on this. I don't have a magnifying glass. My glasses are rubbish. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best for you. There'll be various places where we can move around, and we can use the phone to call between places as well. But I will tell you when that happens, when that is an opportunity. Right. Shall we begin? For you, Professor Louis Grunwald, this first day of September 1931 has been tiring and uncomfortable. Light mist has covered Arkham for most of the day. You held 2 uninspired undergraduate classes at Miskatonic University, and you met with the new chairman of the literature department, a giddy technocrat. You survey your desk and see that a stack of papers to grade has already formed. You're enjoying your second pipe of the evening and putting off grading papers when the doorbell rings. To your surprise, it's a telegraphic messenger. It arrived at Kingsport Head Station not more than an hour ago, the boy says. You sign for it and slip a dime into the youngster's hand. Oh, thank you, sir. You open the envelope and scan its contents. This is a handout, but the handouts, there's not a handout PDF available I could find for these. So I'm going to read it out to you. From Athens in Greece to 1st of September 1931, Kings Point. In jail for antiquity theft. Stop. Need help. Stop. Can you come? Stop. Urgent. Stop. See Corporal Ilionas, Athens Bureau of Investigation. And it is signed Gliere. 1931 is the year. Okay. So I will show you the picture of this. I'm just going to make myself a little bit bigger. There we are. And come on. It's there, isn't it? That's it. Is it focusing? Trying not to whack my microphone, but it's not appearing very easily. If you can see that. No. Yeah. It's quite difficult with my current setup here to get it, and I don't want to bend it back because one problem with this adventure is the binding is notoriously bad, and I can see, having just opened up one page, my binding is already playing up, so I'm not going to have the adventure fall apart on me. So let's go back to where I was going, reading. My goodness, you think. Imagine dotty old Gliere in prison. You recall that he had gone to Greece to work on his book concerning primitive myths. What has he gotten himself into? Should you wire money? You recall all the amusing discussions you've had with him, and a sudden insight. Excuse me, my eyes aren't focusing. A sudden insight lets you understand that Tibor Gliere had no close friends except for you. Should you go help him? You suppose the university will grant you leave, but do you want to go? With uncommon speed, you decide to go to Athens to help Gliere. You write him a wire, and another to Ernest Holt, a wealthy New York financier and a good friend of yours. If you get into hot water, Holt will help, and so you decide to keep him posted on your progress. You give both telegrams to the waiting messenger, along with the necessary funds. What to do now? You'll go to the bank first thing in the morning to get travel funds. As for transatlantic schedules, well, the advertiser surely carries that information. As you pack, you wonder if you should check Gliere's room at Mrs. Harding's boarding house. Maybe you could get a clue about Gliere's activities or a hint about his arrest. Your passport is in order. Your clothes and sundries are packed. You'd best turn in. You're going on a little trip. When you wake, it is the 2nd of September. Okay. So I'm going to cross out Tuesday, the 1st of September. We're now on Wednesday, the 2nd of September. And it says go to 102. Okay. 102 reads, is it after the 8th of September? No, it isn't. If not, and you're Grunewald, you can rest and have a repast. No. Or go to any Arkham location. Right. So this is where we bring in the mapping side of things. This, I'm not sure how well this will turn out with so many options, but I hope you listened to what I was saying, because we have options here of going to Arkham Advertiser newspaper, Arkham Depot, Arkham First National Bank, Arkham General Store. We could go to B's Diner. We could go to our house, which is where we already are. We could go to the Harding house. We go to the hospital. We can go to the Miskatonic University. So there's lots of options there. There's a lot of freedom in this adventure, which is what makes things a little difficult. But we did have clues there. We need to go to the bank to get travel funds. The advertiser might have transatlantic schedules. We could check Mrs. Harding's boarding house for Gliere's room. What do you fancy? What do you fancy? It's 1931. We get to fly. And it takes an hour to get to any of the locations. And we've woken up, it's 6 a.m. at the moment. We've woken up at 6 a.m. So we do have the option, if we want to get in touch with the advertiser, of ringing them up as well. So we could call the advertiser. No, there's no travel by map as far as I know. Might have to find a way of making this PDF download a little bit bigger, because it's too small for me to read on this calendar that I've printed out, but I'll try not to lose it. So 2 going for checking the room, 3 going for checking the room. No, 2, Halakar's voted twice. Thief Keith wants to get in touch with the bank. We have to go to the bank. But we have time. We have time. So, yeah, choose between room, bank, or Arkham advertiser. Elfbait Records, we go to Harding's house to check Glier's room. Some other rules we do have. We do have to eat twice a day, and we have to sleep for 8 hours. And we can't have 6 meals one day and then go 3 days without eating. Okay, so I think we're going to the room first and then the bank. Does that make sense? So let's go to Grunewald's home. It takes us an hour, so we'll arrive at 7 o'clock. I wish I could see, but I can't. Enjoy your stream, Christopher. If I'm still awake and you're still going, I'll pop in and say hello. Grunewald's home. No, Harding House, 113. Oh, we have to sleep 8 hours. We can't, if we sleep 6 hours one night, we have to sleep 10 hours the next to catch up. But we can't sleep 10 hours one night and get away with 6 hours the next. Harding House. Mrs. Harding greets you amiably. She is uncertain, though, whether she should show you Glier's room. We have an option here of fast talk, charm, persuade, or bribe. Those are your choices, chat. We do have an okay persuade skill, 40%. I'll switch the view so you can see the character sheet better. Do we have any charm skill? 2 people going for charm? Okay. Fast talk, charm, persuade, and bribe. Those are your options. 2 votes for charm. Our charm percentage is, let's have a little look, 15%. We're not a charming fellow at all. I'm assuming that's because we're German and it's only 13 years after the First World War. We were discussing nerd haircuts before the stream, and it looks like Herr Grunewald has a similar haircut to ourselves. So many of us have gone shiny on top. Isn't that right? Halakar, Omanal, and probably some others of you. 3 have gone for persuade now. No, he hasn't got a mohawk. It's only you, Elfbait. Show off. Just because you can. That's why you've grown a mohawk, because you've still got your hair. Shiny on top with fur in the ears. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Exactly, Halakar. No sense in farming half a crop. Well, I'm a bit lazy. I mean, I've still got tufts around my ears and the back. It's because I can't be bothered. Other uses for testosterone. Right. Persuade is winning. Persuade's on 3 at the moment. Charm is on 2. Your friend co-worker got legitimately miffed with you for cutting your hair because he was losing his. What he should have done is asked for the bits that you had cut off and glued them to his head. A little bit of Just for Men, restore your natural hair color. There you go. Oh, you were taking it for granted. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Right. So Persuade has won this vote. Her eyes are wary, but she's listening. Make a persuade roll. It would have been clever if I'd have got my dice out ready. Sorry for the clattering noise. Let me get some dice. There we go. There we go. I now have dice. Don't suppose you want to use 32 luck of our 50? No, I thought not. If failed, go to 45. I rolled 72. That wasn't very good. Shall I try an American accent here? That's just fancy talk. I know your sort. Professor Gliere specifically instructed that nobody disturb his room. She slams the door. You can try sneaking in later at night, or we can go to another Arkham location. So to do that, we'd either have to come back at night, or we can go to another Arkham location. So bank now? Yes, bank. Wait tonight to to sneak in, or shall we phone up the advertiser to see? Oh no, we haven't got a phone anywhere near us at the moment, so we can't use the phoning thing because there's no phone at this location. Different location. So I think the bank is the place to go. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. First National Bank opens at 9 o'clock, and it is 7 o'clock now. We do have an hour spare. We're allowed to use that hour to eat, which I think is a good idea. So I'm just going to do that. So we've eaten. We've spent an hour eating. We get to the bank for 9 o'clock. There we go. It's quite an involved adventure. This. Go to 3. Right. Arkham First National Bank. Deposits and withdrawals are possible between 9 and 3, Monday to Friday. If you're Professor Grunewald, your account is here, and you can withdraw up to the cash amount noted on the investigator sheet. Okay. $2,200. There we go. Now go to any Arkham location. Okay. Cheers. Cheers, Halakar. Are you beginning your drive home now? Is that what it is? Or is it gaming time? Whatever. Enjoy. So we can go to any Arkham location now. We've dealt with the bank. And the Arkham locations are the newspaper, which is Arkham Advertiser, Arkham Depot, there's Arkham General Store, Bee's Diner, there's the hospital, and there's the Miskatonic University where we work. Also, there's our home. Up to you. Up to you what you want to do. So we have withdrawn money. It did say to get in touch with the Advertiser newspaper, so that might be an idea. And it'll only take us an hour to get there. Newspaper. You know what? That's DM James, isn't it? The James gang. Which one of you two reprobates is Jesse and which one is Frank? All right, newspaper. Yeah, I think we're going to Arkham Advertiser 60. Information available for scheduled sailings of ocean liners. We can also look up news of Athens. And there were various ways of doing this. For each hour spent browsing through the paper's back issue files, you can attempt one of the following roles once: library use, spot hidden, or luck. So we're going to need to find information about sailings of ocean liners. So it looks like we can't fly. We're going to need to look up news of Athens. We can also try and make a library use check here, a spot hidden check, or a luck roll. So will we bump into Batman? Probably not. So up to you lot. Ocean sailings, news of Athens, general library use check for information, general spot hidden check, or general luck roll. You lot decide what you want. No, we haven't left yet. Oh, straw piglet, we haven't. Perception check. Well, that's spot hidden. So we've got 5 choices to pick between. Each of these takes an hour to find out. It's 9 o'clock on the first day of the adventure. It is a time-sensitive adventure. So we're on one on sailings, a couple of spot hiddens. There's 2 for spot hiddens, 1 for Athens. Oh, he's a tough little guy. He's not very big. It's assumed we've had 8 hours sleep to start with. So we're okay. We are fresh as a daisy at the moment. Not like Gingerbeard was during our game last night. Something about Gingerbeard and Thursday nights. He snoozes. I think Thursdays are cursed for him. But no, last night's game, it was Art's character who got hacked to bits. Eldarian's was maimed and lost his sanity. Gingerbeard fell asleep. General Nut didn't go with them to the final encounter. He quite wisely got a load of NPCs to safety and survived. Yes, he's a very, very clever chap. We're a professor. So we're making a spot hidden check. Okay. Our spot hidden is 55. And we've passed that check with a 43. So 125. Takes an hour. 125. Let's see what we find out. The Arkham Advertiser with a spot hidden check. Greek sponge divers have recovered a puzzling device off the island of Carpathos, a small island between Crete and Turkey. The device is a mechanism believed to be thousands of years old, yet bright and untarnished, as though made yesterday. Scientists have declined comment on the metal from which the device is made. Archaeological experts from the National Museum have taken possession of the oddity for further study. And that is a piece of news from 31 years ago, from June 1900. Okay, so there's an odd device they found off the island of Carpathos. Okay, I wonder if that'll come in useful at some point. So we go back to 60. We're still at the Arkham Advertiser. We have more choices again. Scheduled sailings, news of Athens, library use, or just make a luck roll. Up to you lot. 4 choices. And it's now 10 o'clock in the morning. Daniel wants to get lucky. Ha ha ha. Right, we have a difference of opinion so far. Look, sailing schedules and library use. So, get your votes in. As soon as I've got my new car, I'm going to save up for new glasses. Everything's so expensive now, though, isn't it? It's going to take me at least 2 months to save up the money to be able to afford the glasses I need. Right, 3 people are now going for sailing schedules. Hello, Mage. How you doing? OSE game tonight. Excellent. Excellent. Good to see Onion Buns is still alive. I was worried for him when they got mugged by all those kobolds. I thought he could be in trouble, but he ran away. Sensible. Good old school player. Do we have our odds at these? Our luck is 50. Our library use is 60. Sailing schedules, there's no roll involved. But yes, the legend of the Bumble Stump continues. Oh, he's not there. Oh. I thought they were about to have a total party wipe. I'm guessing he wasn't involved in that. I did hear about that happening at some point. Yeah. Merlin did go down quick, yes. Yeah, schedule is the American way of saying it. Schedule is how we say it, which is odd because it's spelt the same way with SCH at the start as school, for example. But we say sh instead of sk. The record in our OSE game is, I think Gingerbeard lost 2 characters in the space of 5 minutes. And I know, didn't Gene lose 3 characters in the first 2 sessions? And now he's got the first character to level 3. So that's the way it works sometimes. Yes, schedule is the English way of saying it. I think what happened with Gene was he lost 3 characters very quickly that didn't gain any XP, and then he played a thief that started surviving. I've lost 2 characters, but both of them had got to about 800 to 1,000 XP before they died. So it's like, If you're German, yes, der Schüler, I believe, or something like that. Das, der, die, oder das. No idea. So are we? Yeah, it looks like we're going. Scheduled sailings of ocean liners, 136. I'm not particularly enamored with the fact that the print has got this annoying grey background on this. It could be a bit clearer. I think I'll show you what I mean. It's very greyish. It's in OSE games. No, we don't have any XP carrying over at all. All characters begin at level 1 with no XP at all. None of those shenanigans. No. A Cunard liner departs Pier 56 in New York City every Saturday for Athens and Alexandria, with intermediate stops. The trip takes 9 days to Athens and 1 more to Alexandria. Okay, so New York City, Saturday, 9 days to Athens. Right, we'll make a note of that. Hello, Jake. Are you new, Jake Actual? I don't recognize your name. First time on, or have you lurked before? Or have you been on before and I'm just getting old and forgotten? So that's used up an hour. Oh, no, don't worry. Don't worry, Jake. Interrupt as much as you like. You popped in a few months ago. Right. Look. My my memory isn't the best these days. 9 days to Athens, yes, but it's currently Wednesday. So the next sailing is on Saturday, so we've got a few days to fill first. We'll go back to 60. So we're still at the Arkham Advertiser, where we now have, well, I mean, we can go somewhere else if you want, but we still have an opportunity to use a luck roll here, use a library use roll here, or check for news of Athens. Actually, we haven't done that yet, have we? No. Check for use of Athens, check for news of Athens, make a library use check, or make a luck roll check. Any one of those, vote away, make your decisions. Could do with a drink. So make some decisions, chaps. I think it's all chaps tonight. I haven't seen any chapesses join us for a little while. Is Kelsey listening in? Daniel? Test. Hello, test. Is that like being called John? Oh, no, she's not. Oh, it's a shame. Why do I scare them off by calling them chapesses? Chaps and chapesses. I mean, All right. Nerds and nerdettes. We're playing 7th edition Call of Cthulhu. Nerd and nerdettes. And young nerds are nerdlets. So with Kelsey being a youngster, she's a nerdlet and a nerdess. Montgomery, yes. Yes. I went to school with a guy who got 2 names the same. That's how they translated into English. He was Greek. But when his name translated into English, his first name was the same as his surname. She's the same age as my son then, Daniel. He'll be 17 in December. He'll be 17. Have a driving license. Oh, God. No. It's bad enough when my daughter started driving. My lad wants a motorbike. Wrong type of facial hair for Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders has got a beard, hasn't he? Right. What luck doesn't cost us anything. So what have we decided? Because I'm too busy yapping, aren't I? Library, luck, Athens, library. So it looks like library use. Oh wait. Well, look, library use is winning. No, I don't think the fear will ever subside, Palmetto. Right, let's. It's an hour for a library use check here because we are just at the Arkham Advertiser. And I guess a library use check is to go through the archives. So I'm going to make a library use check for us. We have library use of 60, which is quite good. And the dice have rolled 39. So we've spent an hour. It is now noon, and let's see what the library use roll has given us. Aristotle Milonas, director of the National Museum of Archaeology in Athens, died today in a bizarre automobile accident. His car, apparently going much too fast, spun through the railing of a stone bridge across the Ilissus River. This internationally known scholar, largely responsible for the protection of many Greek national treasures, will be sorely missed. A reclusive man, Milonas was unmarried and without other family. He declared always that his beloved Greece was both mother and father to him. And that happened 2 months ago, July the 1st, 1931. So the director of the National Museum of Archaeology died in a bizarre crash. Return to 60. We're the Arkham Advertiser, still learning things. I mean, we can go somewhere else if you want to, but it's now 12 o'clock. We could make a luck roll, or we could look up news of Athens. I mean, I reckon we stay here for until we've done everything we can. So we'll say luck roll, luck or Athens. It's up to you. Yeah, I mean, when my daughter passed her driving test last summer, it was just before she started her apprenticeship. And she has a 60-mile commute every day. And that's what she started doing straight away. First car, little Peugeot. News of Athens doesn't require a roll now. bought a little Peugeot, and just done 60 miles a day every weekday ever since. And yes, we were petrified when she set up the first morning, having just passed a driving test. Straw Piglet feels lucky. Everyone else is going for news of Athens. At 15. Driving at 15. Where are you allowed to drive at 15? That feels bonkers to me. The Persia, it had to have something to do, something fixed with its catalytic converter very soon after we had it. But other than that, it's been fine. You can drive at 15 in South Carolina. Wow. Can you drive at 15 in the whole of the USA? I thought it was 16. Yeah, Holly's looking at getting a little sports car next. She's looking at Alfa Romeos. She's got good taste, but yeah, Alphas aren't known for reliability. Right, okay. I guess it's the way we're brought up in Iman. When we're used to people getting their driving getting their low power motorbike license at the age of 16 and driving license at 17, and they're not only being allowed to drive unaccompanied once they pass the test, only during the day. That does make some sense. Yes, yeah, an Alpha, you will learn car work. She likes the little, the little sort of Giulietta sort of sporty hatchbacks. She's also looking at ETTs as well, though. Insurance. The insurance companies will go, nope. Oh, right, you can 14 to drive farm machinery on a public road. Again, I'm learning things every day. So we have decided to find news on Athens. And my book is already falling apart. This is the first time I've used it. In a gala ceremony, Zeno Pisistratos was installed as curator of the National Museum of Archaeology at Athens today. Pisistratos, as an alternate name, he's an expert in Greek and Egyptian antiquities, and he's said to be interested in arranging exchange exhibits with other important world museums. And that was July the 20th this year. So, Zeno Pisistratos. An old MG, you only know if it has oil if there's a puddle in the car. Yes. I used to like the Triumph Dolomite Sprint when I was a kid, and apparently they got through more oil than fuel. Yeah. They were quick. They looked good. They were quick, but they drank oil. Right. So we've just learned there's a new curator of the museum. It's now 1 p.m. Shall we have a quick look roll, see if we find anything else before we go? Yay or nay? Look roll, yes or no. Doesn't cost us anything. We've just got a 50-50 chance of success. The reason, I mean, when I did my motorsport, the reason why we picked a Nissan Micra to compete in, the old 1990s bubble Micra, is because they were so simple to work on. And yeah, that easy to fix. A new engine used to cost us 50 quid if we blew the engine. Go to a scrapyard, lift an engine out, 50 quid. There we go. I think engine and gearbox combined cost us about £110 for it. Okay, let's make this luck roll. I've got my lovely pure white dice. And we've passed. That is a 23. So, 168. Only failed one roll so far, and that was our attempt to persuade the landlady, which might be the most important roll of the lot, but hey ho. The archaeological team at the National Museum in Athens have reported on the Carpathos device, noting the inexplicable markings on its surfaces and the complex network of gears and linkages. The team has established that the device is at least 2,000 years old, although some suggest it might hold a more ancient date. The report implicates an ancient level of technical achievement previously undreamt of by any scholars. Cryptic Greek inscriptions were found on the outside edges of some gears, while some interior sections were marked with unusual Egyptian hieroglyphics. The team makes no guess about the function of the device. Right, so we have now finished up in the library. Not the library, the Arkham Advertiser. We've done everything we can. The only other option we have here is if it is October or later. So it's not October. So we're going to have to go somewhere else in Arkham. Because I'm guessing we're going to go back to the guest house and try and break it at night. I reckon so. So our Arkham options are the Arkham Depot, which is open 24 hours a day. We've done the bank. The Arkham General Store to spend some cash. There's Bee's Diner to get some more food. We can go home. We can go to the hospital if we want. Or we can go to Miskatonic University. Those are your choices. Yes, Triumph made great motorbikes, because this Triumph Dolomite Sprint was a car. And their cars, they made some nice looking cars, but they weren't known for their reliability. Iman's thinking of food. Daniel's thinking of guns. Straw Piglet is thinking of learning. Cheers, James. Yeah. It might well be true. It might well be true. I don't know what to do at the university until we get there. Oh, you just wanted to meet some weirdos? Well, fair enough. I mean, welcome to Friday night on my channel. Plenty of weirdos here. Hello, chat. Weird and proud of it. Many a truth is based in jest. You're right. Cheers, Mage. Yep. See you tomorrow. OSE game tomorrow. Time of day is 1 p.m. I think. 2 p.m. Sorry, it's 2 p.m. now. So here we've got diner, gun, university, gun, university, So university's winning at the moment. Just. And we got another vote for university. That's 4 votes for university. We'll do the university thing. Okay. Turn to 82. Weirdos then gun. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Miskatonic University. Right. At the university, each of these will take an hour. Do we visit the library? Do we go and see Dr. Martin Fenn, chairman of the history department? Or do we go and see the dean of the university? Those are our choices. Library, history department, or dean of the university. Those are our choices. Up to you, fellas. Each takes an hour. We will need to get a second meal at some point. We have to eat twice a day. Deans are usually weird, yes. Some batty old eccentric. Four votes for dean, 2 votes for the history teacher. Keep them votes coming. Plenty more votes to come. So I'm just going to shill for our OSE game again tomorrow while we're waiting, because play 2 games, one between UK time between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Then we have a rough hour just to sort of chill, get some food, and then we'll run a second session from about 7 p.m. to about 10 or 11 p.m. I'll be DMing the second one, and Gene will be DMing the first one, and it's completely drop in, drop out. We do the contrived entrances. You can turn up at any point. Your character will turn up. We go in and out of dungeons, old school way. It's the way. It's for me. It's the way to play. Relaxed, no pressure, bit of fun. Work as a team most of the time. Try and survive. Try and get some loot. We do sort of have little sort of themes going on in the adventures, but it's very, very much stuff. Right, so we're on 4 Dean, 3 History. Anyone else want to vote? So 4 for the Dean of the University, 3 for the History, Head of the History Department. There is also the option to visit the library. No one's voted for that yet, so if you were voting for that now, you'd be pretty much trolling us. No more votes coming in? Okay, so it's the Dean first. Right. Go to 100. The Dean shakes his head. Out of the question, Grunewald. I already have that young dolt Perkins covering for Gliere, and now you want to leave? Ah, right, you're asking for permission to go. Right, that's what it is. Not a chance, sir. So it's a bit of text sort of is missing here. So yeah. So we've gone to the Dean. We've asked him if we can go to Athens. He said out of the question. So we have the option here to threaten to resign, or to let Gliere fend for himself. So are we going to threaten to resign our job so we can go to Athens to help Gliere, or are we just going to forget the whole business and let Glier fend for himself? Those are your choices. That feels a bit disjointed, I think. The text there, it hasn't really explained why we were going to the Dean, which is a little bit naughty. We have got $2,200. Iman has no compassion for our friend Glier. We're his only friend. He has no other friends apart from us. And if we turn our back on him, he's friendless. Poor Glier. Yeah, Palmetto, yes. They got better at threats as the 30s went on, didn't they? We can go shopping if you want. There is that option to leave and go shopping if you want. We are here. Why waste time? I mean, I make it 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or is it 4 o'clock? I can't read this. 4 p.m. Yeah, and with Blood Red Fez having been completed on Thursday, my Thursday night Cthulhu games can have a little bit of a break and have a few free Thursdays. But later in the year, I am planning on embarking on the full-blown Horror on the Orient Express campaign. So if that tempts you, it'll be on the Discord. Not sure what night, probably run it again on Thursday nights. But that might be an option. Do we need to hurry? Well, we don't know if we need to hurry to our friend. That's the thing. He wants us to because he's asked us to get to Athens to help him. But the next steamer doesn't leave till Saturday, so we've got 3 days to kill first. So we have got 3 days to go shopping if you want as well. I don't play futuristic Call of Cthulhu. I don't play futuristic anything, to be honest, apart from Car Wars. I'll play Car Wars, but that's a strategy game. I've run a third of Orient Express so far before COVID. That, unfortunately, pandemic sort of broke up our group due to changing circumstances. But we were about a third of the way in. It took us about 8 or 9 months to get that far in. It's a biggie. It is a big campaign if you run everything, and I will try anyway. It's an absolute beast, but it is magnificent. Oh, it is. So what are we looking at doing at the moment? Let him fend for himself. Threaten to resign. He wants to help our friend. Job be damned. The thing is, when I play Car Wars, I never decide. Usually. Except large guns in turrets. Yes. Ram plates. Dodgy internet connections. Threaten him. We're helping our friend. We are helping our friend. We are lawful. Threaten to resign. Turn to 186. Oh, resign? My dear fellow, I apologize. I should have recognized how serious you were. Go, save poor Glier's hide. I know you'll do it speedily and judiciously. The university will certainly pay for your round-trip ticket. Good call, chat. As you leave, you hear footsteps move quickly away from the door, but when you look out, the hallway is empty. Ooh. Go to 82. We're at Miskatonic University still. We've got permission to go. So while we're here, shall we visit the library or shall we go and see the chairman of the history department? I think it's honorable if there's a life at stake. Sure, Piglet? I mean, actually, was that more chaotic good? I don't know. It's certainly good because you're trying to save a life. That's why I like the 9 part D&D alignments rather, but history department. Yes, both. Why not both? You reckon chaotic good, Palmetto? Yeah, I mean, I would take that argument. I would take that. If it's a pattern of behavior, then yes, definitely chaotic good. But in certain circumstances, a lawful good could do it as well. But if it's a pattern of behavior, you go around arguing with higher ranked officials and whatever, then that's chaotic good. Well, we're talking about alignments. This is Cthulhu. So history department or library, make your choices. I did have a look into my internet wobbles earlier and found the login code for the router and sat and watched to see which devices in the house are swallowing up our internet. And it appears to be my son's iPad that was chewing up most of the connection. I guarantee you he is sat. He's probably asleep in his room, his iPad logged into YouTube, auto playing videos all night. Right, history first then. History first. Okay. Dr. Martin Fenn, chairman of the history department. 122. Don't fall apart on me, book. First time I've used you. Rubbish binding. His eyes narrow when he hears your news. Glier in jail? And you want to go rescue him? You best talk to Dean Wilcox. We've already spoken to the Dean, so we go back to 82. Wasn't that worth it? Wasn't that worth it? So let's go and check the library. 145. For each hour at Miskatonic's library, attempt to make a successful library use or spot hidden roll. Okay, right. We'll spend an hour here. We are better at library use than spot hidden, so let's do a library use check, and let's pass it with a nice roll of 43. Excellent. good. Dice are being quite nice to us at the moment. So let's make the most of it. 25. Milonus, while collecting an undeniably tremendous treasure house of Greek art, has been reluctant to loan or even to show some of the National Museum's most interesting treasures. The Carpathos device, for example, has not been displayed for years. Its loan to other museums is, according to Milonus, unthinkable. And that's from a book called Great Museums of the Modern World. All right. 100. I hate perception checks. I hate perception checks. Perception can do one. Right. Do we want to spend another hour here and maybe make a spot hidden roll, or show it? It is now 5 o'clock, so we could do with going to get some food and then maybe trying to sneak into the boarding house. Up to you. So spot hidden roll, food. Those are choices. Spot hidden roll or go for food. The Carpathos device appears to be 2,000 years old and made of an unknown metal, and with various ancient Greek inscriptions on it. That's the description that we had. Are we good at sneaking? Ha, no. For those who don't know, it was my boss's funeral yesterday, and I did a reading in the middle of it. I was only one of the guests and family who got up to do a reading. It was the person who was conducting the funeral who did all the rest of the stuff. And it's been 6 weeks since he passed away. I've held on to everything up until then. But I have to say, as we were walking into the crematorium, they were playing Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, which is a lovely, lovely song. And I began welling up. Got through the speech to the last line of the speech before my voice just went. Absolutely went. But glad it's over and done with. It was a good send-off. And I slept very well last night, all the stress. So how big is the device? I don't know how big the device was. I don't remember it saying how big the device is. So we're going to do the spot hidden. No, we failed the spot hidden. Sorry. 95. That's a big ass failure. So shall we go and get some food? Yeah, let's go get some food. Yeah, I did in the speech. I mentioned the time that he took me out for a drink and to get to know one of the suppliers, one of our regular suppliers, and we went to a pub near the supplier's house after work, which apparently did very nice beer, and it did. Yeah, it was recommended to us. We got there about 6:30. At the time, I was about 160 pounds. I'm 5'5", about 160 pounds, 155, 160. My boss, about 6 foot, and about 240 pounds roughly. And the supplier, also about 6 foot, probably 100 pounds. And we went in rounds. And by 9 o'clock, trying to keep pace with those two big guys, I was just my head was on the table, making no sense at all. Yes. People at the funeral thought that was quite amusing. Yes. Ed had a large constitution for beer. So we're going to go to B's Diner. B's Diner, right. $593. Okay, it just spend. We just spend an hour. And go to it, and then go. So we've had our necessary eating today, and we'll go back to the Harding house. 585. Oh, that's the hospital. Oops. I'm not going to the hospital. No need to go there. Harding house 113. Oh, there's no option here to try and break in. Hold on. Let's see what. When we failed our persuade attempt, I think mentioned something about breaking in. Fail, go to 45. Let me just check. Right, you can try sneaking in later, but going to 90. Okay, so we'll go to 90. The boarding house is quiet. You creep onto the porch. We have an option of trying the window or trying the door. Window or door? Come on then, chat. Window or door? Let's do a bit of breaking and entering. Some shenanigans. Try the window or try the door. So we're going to go shopping for rubbing alcohol. Okay. Just brandy. Set them on fire. One door, two windows at the moment. Windows are for sneaking. Brandy is a cultured drink. Brandy and port mixed together. It's delicious. It's old man's drink as well, brandy. So, are we going in through the window? So only Jake's voted for the door. We have 3 votes for windows. Anyone else want to vote? We're down to 10 people. People filtering away. We do always lose a few at this sort of time because it is going home time. And it is eating time. If I was say going home time, a story on the radio. Does anyone know the lyric that that is the song that lyric is from? It's the opening track to a very, very fine album. Window. Going home time, a story on the radio. The window opens smoothly and you enter. Try to move as quietly as possible. Attempt a stealth roll. Right. Our stealth skill is, wait for it, 20%. No. Unless you want to spend 26 points of luck. It's the opening lyric to the song 100 Years by The Cure. First song on the album Pornography, which for me, it was their best album. If you fail, go to 51. We have failed. Are we going to get arrested now? Suddenly, Mrs. Harding appears. Idea, she sputters. I'll count to 3, she says, her grip tightening on the shotgun she's pointing in your general direction. And then I'll pull the trigger. 1, 2. You quickly decide to leave. Go to any location in Arkham. Okay. So now it's now 9 p.m. Tell her, yeah, we've already tried persuading her. She didn't fall for that. Right. Places that are open at the moment. The Arkham Depot is open. General store's now closed for the day. The hospital's always open. Newspapers closed. Banks closed. Diners closed. Okay, we can go home. We can go to the hospital if you want to go to the hospital, or we can go to the depot, Boston and Maine Railroad Depot. Why we'd want to go there, I don't know. But those are our options. So home, hospital, or the railway depot. They're the only places that are now open. Do we go home for the night now? Do we still poke around? Depot, hospital, hospital, home. At the moment, home. Do we have a reason to go to the hospital? We didn't get shot. Yes, the place we went to, Jake, was the place. The guy who's missing, our friend. Well, not the guy who's missing. The guy who's been arrested in Greece. That's where he was staying. So we tried to gain access right at the start. We went to the house to try and gain access to his room, and she wouldn't let us because we failed our persuade roll. And now she I think she's probably recognized us. We were trying to get access to his room earlier. Do you want to go back? We're not very good at sneaking. She's already pointed a gun at us. The police might be onto us now. But I don't know if there's that much logic in. I mean, obviously, if you're running this adventure with a group or with a solo player or whatever, with a keeper, you'd probably get the police involved at this point. But we are limited by what is in there because it's a pre-written choose your own. So home. Okay, Straw Piglet wants us to go home. Palmetto says steal morphine. That's fair enough. It's fair enough. But we are at our little impasse here. We have 1 depot, 2 hospitals, 2 homes. Those are, oh no, 1 home because Straw Piglet has voted twice. Jake switched to home. Right. Okay. So now we're on Iman going for depot, Palmetto going for hospital to get morphine. Jake and Straw Piglet both want to go home now. Oh, R.W. Bishop says home as well. Oh, he reckons we go back. Yeah, of course you can change it. Of course you can change your vote. Straw Piglet playing the innocent. How many times have you got away with voting twice? I don't. If it's a busy stream and there's 16, 17 people voting, I'd probably miss the fact that people will vote twice. Okay, no more votes coming in, so I'm going to take that as a vote for going home. 102. Back to our home. Okay, if it is after the 8th of September, go to such and such a date. No. If not, and you're Grunewald, you can rest and eat. Okay. So we rest for the night. We've had our rest. It is now early on the Thursday morning. Right. We have obviously been pretty much everywhere in Arkham. Do you want to go to the general store to do some shopping? I'm guessing the answer is going to be yes. We could try and go to the Harding house again and try and a different way of getting in if possible. Or we can, we switch characters when we die, Iman. There are 4 characters. There is actually a success table at the start. It tells to tell you how well you've done. Here we are. Levels of victory. Characters lost. None. Magnificent success. Only 1 to 3 characters dying. Excellent success. 4 to 8 characters dying. Modest success. 9 to 12. Passable success. 13 or more characters dying. Failure. Okay. It basically says if you want to go shopping, as long as what you get is sensible and within your budget, because that's how Call of Cthulhu handles money, then there's no need to really fuss about it. So shall we say, we'll get ourselves a rifle, flashlight, anything else you think of getting? Ammunition, some spare ammo for the rifle. I'll look up various rifle types after. Beef jerky, that's a good idea. I'll look up some suitable rifles and pick one that really sort of fits. First aid kit, bandages and stuff. That's a good idea. Bandages, yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. Anything else you might want to buy? Just some prunes. Iman, do you think we'll be able to buy a Tommy gun very easily? I don't know. I mean, 1931, it was probably easier to buy a weapon than it was to buy alcohol. You reckon a Tommy gun? Okay. So I'll make a note there, and I will, between sessions, I will look these up, and I'll get something suitable and note the stats down. It just says refer to the Bowie knife. Good idea. It just says refer to the items and stats in the main rule books. Is 1931 the year Prohibition ended? Okay, fair enough. Rope and a 10-foot pole. If we're playing D&D, absolute necessities. Tinderbox as well. Flasks of oil. Maybe some holy water. Because my group of first level characters took out a white last week by dousing it in holy water. It only managed to get one hit in, and it turned one of the characters has got a pet dog who was a 2-hit dice mastiff and is now a 1-hit dice spaniel. 10 days of iron rations, of course. Alcohol has great healing properties in real life. It's a fact. It is a fact. Okay, so I've got a shopping list. Yeah, we're not going to take a war dog on the boat. I've got a shopping list here. If you can think of anything else between sessions, then next week, just let me know. So are we going to go back to, are we going to go to the hospital, or are we going to try and go back to the Harding house and try and blag our way in again? I'll leave that one up to you. Hospital or Harding house? And once we've visited everywhere, that's when we have got the depot we could go to. Wonder if that'll allow travel anywhere. Probably will. Oh, right. Okay. The Arkham Depot takes you to Boston. So we can, if we go to the Arkham Depot, we can travel to Boston. Do we have any need to go to Boston at the moment? I don't know. Sightseeing? Go and watch the Patriots. Did the Patriots exist at this time? Probably not. Crap team anyway. Should I say Boston? Depot then. Okay, let's go to the depot. So, okay, so shall we? We can catch the 9 o'clock train. Okay, yeah, 9 o'clock train to Boston. The trip takes an hour. So, yeah, okay, we're going to Boston. I don't know the purpose of it. We have 3 days to waste. So let's see what we find in Boston. Boston Railway Station. There are 2 trains to New York City's Grand Central Station. One leaves at 10 a.m. and arrives at 5 p.m. The other leaves at 4 p.m. and arrives at 10 p.m. Or we can go back to Arkham. Should you miss the train, you have friends in Boston who will gladly pick you up and put you on the night yes, New York is where we board the liner. So this is our way of getting to the liner. Okay. I mean, we could go to New York now if you want. Be there 5 p.m. Or we can go back to Arkham and try the Harding house again. We've got time. We have plenty of time. Our boat doesn't set off till Saturday, and it is still only Thursday. Is there anthropology? There is an anthropology skill, but we don't have it. With 1%, in other words. In Arkham, we could try the Harding house again. We could try the hospital. The Harding house and the hospital are pretty much the only places we haven't been. Okay, so anthropology wasn't autocorrect. That's bizarre because there's an anthropology skill in Call of Cthulhu, which we have 1% in. It's a very apt autocorrect. Maybe it's a premonition of some sort. Ooh. So it's up to you guys whether you want to go to New York and spend the next few days in New York waiting for the boat, go back to Arkham, maybe go to the hospital. I don't know if there's anything to do in New York. I gather there would be. Or the other thing we could do, because it is 11:45, is cease the stream here and wait to make this decision next time. It's up to you guys, because I haven't got to be up for work tomorrow, but I do try and stop before midnight because I don't like to overrun and clash with other streams that start at midnight. New York for you. Okay. Halt the stream. Okay, Jake. Fair enough. Let's crash in New York. Okay. Okay. Well, shall we make the decision to go to New York and then end the stream there? I think that's a good idea. So if I write down here, arrive New York 5 p.m. and we'll start reading from entry 146 next time. That's a good idea. Just a little bit of prep. So there we go. I will reprint that out bigger so I can actually read it. Yeah, that's probably quite sensible for a piglet. I think that's right. Okay, so it's a good point to end. And our first character is still alive, hasn't been shot, hasn't been sent insane yet. Guessing that's going to happen when we go to Greece. But yeah, I mean, a good point to end the stream. As I said, the option to join Games of OSE tomorrow it's open for anybody. If you want to join my Discord, I will put a link in this video for if you do want to join. We're running 2 games tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. UK time, which is very variable times if you're at the other side of the Atlantic, depending on your time zone. But we also run a later game, which is often easier for Americans and Canadians. So gaming tomorrow, yep. Bring Oswald. We now have a third half-orc who also has a Slavic accent. That has become canon in the world. Actually, no, it was Slan who played the third half-orc, and he died. So back to 2 half-orcs. But he was Slavic. Right. Thank you all for joining. Hope you've enjoyed that little game we've had. I'll pick up where we left off next week. Hope to see you then. So thank you all. Good night.